we are sworn to protect and to serve, and we know that there needs to be a change. We need transparency. I think if they would have even just taken the time to advise us that they had these people here that were positive for the COVID-19, I think that in itself would have helped.
That was La Joya, Texas Police Sergeant Manuel Casas earlier today on my radio show, weighing in on how Joe Biden and Catholic Charities are continuing to threaten all Americans. At a Whataburger eatery, illegal aliens were caught in that establishment, all sick of the China virus, nobody wearing masks. Local authorities were not informed that an entire hotel of China virus positive illegal aliens were being put up in their town of La Joya, Texas. Joining me to discuss is former federal prosecutor Jim Trusty and Sheriff Wayne Ivey of Brevard County, Florida. Welcome to you both, gentlemen. Jim, we'll start with you. One of the biggest legal issues the show is struggling with: can the executive branch use NGOs to redistribute illegal aliens infected with a deadly disease into our cities and our towns without giving local authorities a heads up to the public health threat? Is that legal?
Yeah, I mean, the should part is really easy. They obviously shouldn't be doing this. They should be much more transparent. But, you know, sovereign immunity covers a lot of really dumb conduct by the federal government. So it may take a disaster. It may take a border agent getting deathly ill. It may take someone being directly infected by illegal aliens that have essentially been laundered across the country in non-transparent ways to generate litigation that would really answer that question for you.
Well, Counselor, already it's happened. We already have Border Patrol agents who have succumbed to the China virus because of Mr. Biden's open border policies. It's already happening. But of course, because they are federal employees, the hush hush. Nobody comes to their defense. Nobody comes to their aid. I have to ask, where are the Republicans at? Sheriff Ivey, in your home state of Florida, speaking of where the conservatives are, Governor Ron DeSantis sent officers to Texas' southern border. This week, he came out and said that the Florida officers helped apprehend 4,200 illegal aliens at the Texas southern border who are breaking laws in Texas. First, how proud are you of your fellow Florida officers there? And then, knowing that Biden's actions have sickened over 27,000 border agents with the China virus, how worried are you for your fellow men and women in blue?
So first of all, I'm proud of the men and women from our state agencies that have gone out to the border at the governor's direction. I'm also proud of our governor for taking a stand and going to help Texas and Arizona. Governor DeSantis is a no-nonsense governor. He understands that we need to fight this battle at the border, not be fighting in our own backyards. And so when you look at the people that are coming in, no COVID testing, nothing of that nature, it's putting everybody at risk. The officers that are at the border, both federal and state law enforcement officers, our entire communities, you know, they're putting them on buses and bringing them to communities. Governor DeSantis found when he was at the border, 70% of the people that were coming in were going to Florida. So I'm deeply concerned about their safety and the safety of our citizens.
Wow. Meanwhile, Jim, Biden's Attorney General Merrick Garland, the failed Supreme Court justice, was threatening to sue Texas Governor Greg Abbott over the state's latest immigration executive order, where Governor Abbott instructed law enforcement to stop any vehicle that is suspected of carrying an infected illegal alien from being transported across the state of Texas. AG Merrick Garland says, no. Texas doesn't have the right to stop the federal government from redistributing and spreading the China virus throughout Texas. Legally, who is right here?
I actually think that the governor of Texas has it right. You know, most of the protective police powers would allow you under state law, not federal law, to have safety-oriented mandates like don't drive a bunch of untested, undocumented people into my state. So he's not trying to direct federal affairs. He's talking about private citizens. I have to say, the one thing I learned about the Attorney General, aside from the fact that he is not a Federalist by any stretch, is that he has a great sense of humor, because in his letter to the governor of Texas, he said, one of the things you're going to do by affecting these kind of shell game transportation services is possibly affect the illegal aliens' ability to get to court, which is just comical. I mean, the failure to appear rate for people released within this country is well over 90%. And somehow our attorney general thinks, oh, I think I'll blame the disruption of our taxi service as a basis for failing to appear. It's comically bad to have that as part of his rationale.
Yeah, Sheriff Ivey, I mean, it looks like the Attorney General wants a whole bunch of China virus positive folks to not be wearing masks, and some of them are refusing the vaccine. Wants them to show up in court. Would you support something like that?
Absolutely not. I mean, our justices have taken great concern to put cases on hold, to do virtual, everything else. So that's a lame excuse, and that's exactly what it is. They don't want to address the fact that this has absolutely become chaos at the border, and they're not doing anything about it. I'll tell you, everybody should go to protectamericanow.com and look at what sheriffs across this country are saying about how the border crisis is impacting not just the communities at the border, but it's impacting communities across the country.
Darn right, because as we mentioned, Biden is redistributing the virus, redistributing illegal aliens all over this country. Every state now is a border state. Jim Trusty, Sheriff Wayne Ivey, pleasure to meet you both. Come back soon.